I'm gonna go check out one of these guitars you got over here really quick.
Yeah, dude, make yourself right at home. All right, so here we go. Hope everybody's doing good. One of my clients called me this afternoon and called me at a really good time because I'm wide open right now. I've been tearing apart that amplifier and cleaning up tube sockets and things so we can reuse those. That is a nightmare, by the way. We're going to turn this Stratocaster, which has a bridge set up to be basically locked down. It's not locked, but we're going to have to adjust the tension on that because he wants a floating trim. So we'll get that all set up. In the process, we're going to put some new strings on her, and we're just going to keep rolling as it is. And this beautiful instrument has locking machine heads on it. Let me get a couple of my tools set up here. And this instrument belongs to one of my clients. His name is Tristan, and he's brought in a lot of his guitars. He's a young guy, loves playing guitar and likes to alter them, and brings them into me to have them set up right. I did work on this instrument, I don't know, it's been months ago, I suppose, and we didn't set it up with a floating trim. I don't think he wanted it at that time. So at this point, we're gonna do a floating tremolo. Hey Steve, what's up, brother? Long time no see, right? So let me see, what else do I need here? I need a string winder. I'll use a capo to make sure the truss rod's all set up right. So let's just start off by getting the strings off this thing. And yeah, it does have locking machine heads, so it makes string changes on these types of guitars really, really easy. I love locking machine heads. If you build guitars, build them with locking machine heads. What do you think of locking machine heads, Stephen? Curious your thoughts. This is just a it's a Squire Strat, nothing super fancy or super expensive. I love locking machine heads, and I should put them on more of my guitars, but let's talk about the Shoekeeper's kids. And just like that, get these strings off of here. Yeah, yeah, you know, unless you're restoring like an old 50s era, you know, Strat or, you know, Les Paul. I mean, how often do we get to do that, right? Oh, now you get to watch me turn screws. I'll try and do this as quickly as I can. Never use power tools on an electric guitar. Never use power, right, Steve? Just on basses. You can only use power tools on basses. Tristan's here at the shop right now. He's out trying out a couple guitars, and I am once again here by myself today, so I may get distracted during the midst of this setup. And we talked a little bit earlier about having 5 springs in this instrument. We're going to pull 2 of these out of here, so we're going to do 3 springs on this. Get the strings out of here. I don't know. Tristan, have you restrung this since the last time I worked on it?
Maybe. I think I have, yeah.
Yeah.
At least once.
Okay.
Maybe.
How much playing do you do? What's your estimate? Like daily or weekly?
I play that probably like, I would say probably 4 or 5 times a week.
4 or 5 times a week,
Yeah.
you'll sit down.
Like earlier in the year when I was going to school, I was playing that almost every day.
Yeah.
Like, going to lessons and stuff.
Yeah. Where are you working now?
The Forest Service still.
Oh, you're with the Forest Service. That's right. Okay. This young man, what are you doing? Fire stuff? Yeah. This young man, you want to say hello to everybody?
Yeah.
All right. Hey, everybody, say hi to Tristan. This young man helps keep our forests from burning down.
Trying.
Tell me something. What's going on over the fire that just started in Cove? We had a fire breakout just a few miles from our home here. Are they just letting that one kind of go, or?
That was their plan originally, but now they're staffing it. So.
Okay.
Yeah, we have a crew that's there right now working on it. So.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
Hopefully the weather will kind of change.
Yeah.
Later in the month and just put it out. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't believe it. How nuclear it went. It got big quick.
Yeah,
It's
quick.
Like doubled every day.
Yeah, the wind and all that. It was blowing. And it sounds like over. We're talking about places you guys would probably have never heard of. Imnaha. It sounds like they're evacuating.
There too. Yeah. There's another one up there.
Yeah. Now, do you work out at the airport with the?
It's over on the highway, kind of towards when you heading to Union.
Yeah. Okay.
The ranger station there.
Okay.
That's where I work.
Cool.
Yeah, like the repellers and stuff work out at the airport.
That's it. Yeah. Okay. All right. So everybody say hello to Tristan. Yeah, Steve Rolfing. He's a guitar builder up near Seattle. I think he lives in Aberdeen, Washington.
Oh, cool.
Dude, the guy builds some remarkable instruments. Hey, Zach. Zach's also here. Zach's my brother in arms with the diabetic thing going on.
Sweet.
So it's good to see you guys. Yeah. Okay, so let's get busy. We want to make this thing float. So what I'm going to do first is remove 2 of these springs. And yep, these are going to have some tension on them. I don't care. They aren't going to go flying or anything like that. So that's going to... And did you bring the bar in for this? Also?
Yes.
Is it with it? Okay.
Actually, yeah.
Cool.
I was wondering if you have one of those springs too that can...
Yep, I do.
Sweet.
I think I have some...
If not, I can order one or whatever.
Oh, dang it. You know what, man? I have some at home. We'll have to... I'll get you one. I'll have to bring some more in with me. I gave 3 of them to Luke.
Gotcha.
Luke McKern. So we'll set that up and we'll see how it feels. And what he was asking me about is the spring that goes down in here, so that when you tighten this tremolo bar up, it puts tension on that, so you can leave it. Hey, Rody, what's up, brother? Yeah. Here we go. Let's see. We'll see how this feels. Yeah, that needs a spring.
Yeah.
And I would also, I might consider bending this a little bit.
Okay.
It seems kind of high, but we'll let you decide.
It does,
Yeah.
yeah.
But the tension, if you push down on it now, feel that.
Feels a lot better than...
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
And it'll be different, even more so when we get string tension on it. So, this shouldn't take too long to do. I expect probably a half hour or so work on this thing. Get strings thrown on her. I have a Strat style guitar. This is a great way to put strings in them if you haven't done it. Hey Keeners, what's up? Alright. Thanks everybody that's here for popping in and saying hello. Appreciate it. And Tristan comes in, I don't know, it's probably once a month or so.
Usually.
And yeah, he usually likes to hang out and watch me do what I do, and he does stuff on his own guitars, of course. So the next Strat shaped object he buys, he will know how to do this, and I'm slowly but surely losing customers. But and I'm happy to share all this stuff with everyone. You should know how to, really, if you're playing guitar, you should know how to do all this stuff, because if you start gigging and you have a problem, it's so vital to be able to fix something on the fly really quickly. So Are you playing in a band right now, Tristan? Nope.
No.
Too busy with work, probably, right?
Yeah. Work takes up a lot of time.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. What time do you guys start in the morning?
We usually go from 8 to 6 these days.
8 to 6?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we usually only take like one day off per week.
Yeah.
If not like
This.
no days off.
What do you guys do in the winter months?
I'm a temp, so I get laid off in like November usually. If I stay on. But yeah, in the wintertime they just like do a lot of like burn piles and just stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's what we'll be doing in the fall. Once like our activity calms down, we'll be just burning and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's actually a lot of fun. I like it.
When I use these self-locking machine heads, I usually don't pull the string through super tight. I try and leave a little bit of slack on the string. You can see how wobbly it is. So that way I can get a little bit of a winding on the machine head, which helps. So I don't pull them through super tight. Just taunt, basically. A little bit of slack. And of course, as the string diameter gets smaller and smaller, you get more windings around the machine heads. But am I close to pitch? I think I'm close. And this one has 4 string trees, which is kind of cool.
How'd your SG repair go?
What's that?
How'd your SG repair go?
Dude, it's back. It's back. Oh yeah, better than ever.
Perfect.
Did you see that when it was broken?
It was, yeah. It was, that's great.
Yep. Got it fixed, and it's I don't know. It's retired from playing live anymore. I don't want to break it like that again, man. It's not that big of a deal, and I love playing that guitar live, but I just yeah, kind of. I think it's a smart move to go. All right. All right. Boop. There we go. That one, the ball was kind of hung up on the bottom end of it, so we'll have a little bit more winding on this one, which is fine. And it's okay to go around on these locking machine heads. In fact, before I do that, I'm gonna pull some more through here. That's a bit much.
I feel like if you don't get enough, like I'll notice my E string will slip.
What's that?
I feel like sometimes if I don't give it enough windings, my E string will start to slip.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, on the smaller strings for sure. It usually ends up being one. You end up with a full turn on them or so. And then with these locking tuners, it's not an Arnold Schwarzenegger moment either. You don't have to tighten them till they break. See how close am I? Man. Now you want this thing fully floating so that you got both directions going on that bar. And already what's happened here, if you recall what this bridge looked like before, it was flat against the body, and by pulling those two springs out of here, we've already got a floating tremolo, literally. You can see that it's floating now. Now it's not up to pitch, so we'll have to make sure that we still keep everything in a good direction and a good height. Okay, Stu. Hey. All right. Man, I need to get a spring for that. I wish I had some of those.
Yeah.
So I can already see that the springs are not tight enough. So what I'm going for on this is to make that bridge sit perfectly flat here. So we'll make the adjustment back here to the set screws here. And I know a lot of you guys have probably adjusted your own Strats, but this is where your balance comes from on this. So I'm going to cinch these up, give each one of them a couple of turns, and see what happened with our. We're still flat, so I'm going to continue to tighten these up a little bit, kind of measuring pitch versus tension versus where the position of the saddle is. Pretty much burying those screws. Kind of wimpy. The springs aren't really super tight. You can put tighter springs in here to shorten the distance, but I don't think we'll need to do that. Pretty close. We're still a little bit high. It's kind of tilted up here at that point. We want that thing to lay pretty much flat. The way this one sets up with these two pivot points, it can sit flat there, and then we've got plenty of room for pulling on the bar. So tighten these up just a bit more. I'm going to get 2 turns on each one, which is going to cause the string pitch to sharpen, and so now I'll be flattening out the strings. So now we're tuned up to clear up to an F. A lot of tuning and retuning doing this. You just gotta find that balancing spot. Well, that's looking pretty darn close. We're still up a little bit, so I'm gonna go nudge. Just a small movement here. Perfect. All right. You put these locking machine heads on here yourself.
Did indeed. Yeah, I pretty much did the tuners and then I did all the, like, changed the pickguard out and did all the new pickups.
New pickups, yeah. Good for you.
Did you see Alice in Chains was playing in Bend last night?
What's that?
See Alice in Chains was playing in Bend last night?
Yeah.
I've been watching him.
Dude, do you know that Guthrie Govan drove right down I-84 last night?
Was he?
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
He played in Boise last night, and he's headed, I think, to Seattle tonight. So he drove right down I-84.
Yeah.
I mean, literally drove right through our town.
That's crazy.
Like the greatest guitar player on earth was literally a mile from me. Couldn't. I sent a note. I said, hey, if you guys want to stop and have a beer, send me a message.
Yeah, please.
I'll buy you dinner. You know.
And we got pretty good tickets and got up front of that show last night. It was pretty insane.
Yeah. Did you go?
Mm-hmm.
See? Oh, you lucky dog.
Yeah, it was pretty unreal. Seeing Jerry that close, it was pretty cool.
Yeah. See Jerry playing up pretty.
Yeah.
It's cool that you got to see that. One of my students, we were working on a Rooster, learning Rooster.
Yeah.
And we were just working on the guitar solo for that song. Monday night.
Nice.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
That's sick.
Yeah, he's doing really good with it. He's started off really wanting to play a lot of folk music, and now he's like totally into metal.
That's sick.
Okay, so we've got the bar set up, and we need to check our string height now to get this thing, make sure it's back where it started. A little bit high right now, which I expected. Okay. Have you adjusted the string height on any of these?
I mean, yeah. It
Okay.
was, I kind of had it set
The
up.
saddles? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it should be this one, and it is. All right, so we're just doing a setup on the string action here, and on a Strat shaped object you do it at the 17th fret. You want me to just set it up standard and let you tweak it when you get it home, or
set it up how you like it.
Okay.
What do you think?
Okay.
Yeah, I can tune it up if I'm not a fan, but I bet I will be.
Yeah. Well, and you know, you can always, obviously, you can tweak these to your.
For sure. So you do it at the 17th fret, huh, instead of the 12th?
Yep.
Interesting.
On a Strat.
I never knew that.
Yep.
What's the purpose of it?
What's that?
What's like the reasoning?
Leo Fender.
Yeah.
That's all I can answer
funny.
for that, and it works.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Good to know. I usually always go off the 12th. So
Yep.
That's nice to know.
Yeah, on a Strat-shaped object or Strat scale neck.
Oh.
That's where you want to do it. Not necessarily all Strat-shaped guitars are the, what is it, 24 and 3/4. I believe it should be, if I'm correct. Or I'm sorry, 25 and a half. Yeah.
There you go.
25 and a half inch scale. And the neck relief looks really good. I probably won't even have to touch the truss rod. Yep. Alright. Were you having any issue with fret buzz or anything like that at all that you noticed?
Last time I recall, I feel like when I was doing like bends on the higher strings, on the higher frets, they were kind of like going dead.
You'd like it would deaden them out.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah, because I noticed on this high E string it's quite a bit higher than the rest, and that's why probably.
Gotcha.
You might have raised that one up to solve that.
Yeah.
We'll check that today before we send you home. And given you said that, I'm going to go a little bit on the high side of where.
That works fine.
Seems awful high though. Almost there. There we go. So tuning this thing's going to be a little bit more that. Plug her in. I usually, well, on these locking machine heads, I go ahead and cut the strings off. I usually leave them on until the last thing if there's a wound up.
Oh yeah, gotcha.
Alright. Well, let's see what she does. Probably have to tune it again, but. Holds tune, yeah. You almost did with yours what I did with mine. Humbuckers. Now, I've noticed now I need to readjust. That's part of the deal when you're doing this, and you gotta go back and forth, play it a little bit, and stuff will move.
See where it goes.
Right, and so now what's happened here is that if you look across here, the saddle's tilted down, and I'm not able to pull back far enough to get a full step. It doesn't go full step until it bottoms out. So what we need to do is loosen those and retune it.
I'm rather impressed that it stayed in tune. Honestly.
What's that?
I'm pretty impressed that it stayed in tune. Decent
Yeah.
enough, you know?
You have a good bone nut or a tusk nut on this thing. That is the key. That is the key to having a whammy bar stay in tune. A lot of guys don't use them, and it's so sad. Mm-hmm. They have a guitar with a whammy bar on it, and they don't use it. Yeah. And it's because they haven't had their nut properly worked on.
Yeah, and you put that on, and I believe it is bone, so I think.
Yeah. Yeah, and the string depth is just right on that. I mean, you don't want it buried down in there and all that. So now we'll tune her back up. Need to go a little bit more. The whole back and forth thing. Just a little bit more.
Well, did he get 90% of that black crap off of me?
Oh,
Do I look a little better now?
yeah.
I'll have to really scrub up good tonight and in the morning. Boy, I was
Yeah,
dirty.
you look like a plumber, man.
Yeah.
Or firefighter, you're just covered in dirt today.
Yeah.
Holy smoke. So, really, ultimately, what I want to be able to accomplish is getting a full step bend up here. I'm guessing at this point we're probably going to get close to a step and a half. I'm guessing. We'll see. So. And usually when you got them floating like this, when you put strings on, what I just wailing on this thing is a really good way to make sure the strings settle in the nut and they land right where you want them, and you get all the stretch out of them.
Gotcha.
It's a good idea to just do this a few times. It takes a little longer when you change strings at that point, but
Yeah.
so we're still getting some stretch out of these things. And then also, don't hesitate. You're still getting almost a full step of stretch out of these things. fret bends really, really simple up here. 3 fret bends are starting to cut the note off when you're bending up. You just got to be, you sacrifice string action for bends at that point. You notice that it's gone out of pitch, sharp or flat, tap your bar. It almost always will settle right back in. Like right now, it's showing the low E is a little bit flat on my tuner. Now it's way sharp. You can always settle it right back in. So you're usually going to give it a little waver at the end of. It's almost impossible to keep one in perfect tune. That's what I always float them. Because that way you can give it a little nudge and back. It is not an exact or perfect. You can see that, you know, especially pulling up on this one. Pulls on it, it's a good idea to give it a little, and I'm just touching it barely, you know.
Yeah, that's pretty damn good. Yeah, I like it. I think it feels good.
I won't be back until Monday, and I'll make myself a note to bring some of those springs with me. I've got a whole bag of them at my house. I'll give you a couple of them so you can, that bar will stay put.
Yeah, that'd be great. I appreciate it. Yeah, feels good.
And actually, after having played that guitar, we talked a little bit, like, felt like the bar might need to bend. I don't know, man. It's got.
It doesn't feel bad.
Yeah.
Really,
and when you do a full-on dive, even when it's fully down, it's not like. It's not like the string. You're going too far.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it feels pretty decent actually. Yeah, I'll mess around with it a little bit more and kind of get a feel for it and see.
Yeah.
Then, but yeah, I think it doesn't feel bad really. Yeah, I think once it has that spring too, it'll be even more better.
That will really help.
Yeah,
let me put the back plate back on it. I want to check.
Yeah, those are some good tricks to know for sure. Because like, I've always kind of tried to use the floating trem, but I always feel like it's kind of like that's the problem. Like it's never in tune, you know.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing to know.
Yeah. Yeah. When you've got a bar that's designed like a Strat to float, Leo wasn't a dummy.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, I see so many people lock them down, and I get it. Yeah. But once they go out, you can't. You don't have that bar there. The ability to fix it, and you can see how easy it is by either pulling or pushing on it. And if you can't pull on it, you just lost, you know, half of the. Put up a Stratocaster in the proper, and you know, there's definitely other ways to do it, but my way's right. So I joke. There's a lot of other ways to set these up in that way. I like doing it that way because I'm using my ear. And a tuner to set the height of the bar and the height of the bridge up off the body. Now this one is tilted forward ever so slightly, but that gives us that perfect. When you push down, pull back on that bar, you got 3 frets, and so we sacrificed you know, a little bit of levelness here, which nobody will know anyway. You'll look down at it. you know, and on a normal Strat, this is a 2-point pivot. The normal Strat with the 6 little screws that go across the front, those ones don't have any, so you have to tilt them to create that. With this one, you could potentially lay it flat, but now we've got a slight tilt.
Yeah.
Hopefully you guys can see. Hold this up there. You can see that slight tilt in the bridge. Hopefully you can see that. Maybe from this direction. Yeah, there we go. So that's what we were after. Rody, what's up? Charlie, hey budda, what's up? I hope you all have a wonderful day. I think we're done with this. It took a little over half an hour, 40 minutes or so.
Not too bad.
Yeah, not bad.
Perfect.
All right, you guys. Thanks for being here. Peace. All right.